Video 29, Advaita Vedanta, Non-Dual Monism, as taught by Sri Ramana Maharshi. We are looking at Ekatma Panchakam, written by Sri Bhagavan at his age 68. Ekatma Panchakam means 5 verses on the one Atman. Sri Bhagavan started out as a devotee, so to say. When he realized his true nature at the age of 16 in his hometown Madurai, within a few weeks of his realizing his true nature, he just left home without informing his mother and brothers. He just left home. One day, a relative had come home, and Sri Bhagavan, at that age, after realizing, asked him, "Where are you coming from?" That gentleman, relative, said, "Arunachala." And Sri Bhagavan asked him, "Where is Arunachala?" And he has said, "Tiruvannamalai." That's it. I think his memories popped out, and he just left home at the age of 16. He came to Tiruvannamalai, tonsured himself, removed his hair, threw the holy thread that symbolizes his belonging to a community called the Brahmin community in India, just threw it, and the rest of his life he lived here. In the initial years, Sri Bhagavan has written a lot of hymns in praise of Lord Arunachala, which he called Shiva himself, the Arunachala mountain. And of course, there is a temple, and the deity there is Arunachaleshwara. But when he wrote this Ekatma Panchakam, he was 68 years old, and he left his body at the age of 71. And in these 5 verses, he talks about only the essence of Advaitam. We'll look at each of them in sequence. And I'll recite those Tamil verses for the sake of the ease of translation, so that I can have it in my mind and then translate. Those of you who do not know Tamil, please bear with me. The first verse is, "தன்னை மறந்து தனுவே தானாய் எண்ணி எண்ணில் பிறவி எடுத்து இறுதி தன்னை உணர்ந்து தானாதல் உலக சஞ்சாரக் கனவின் வெளித்தலே காண்க." This means having forgotten one's real nature, having thought oneself to be this body, having taken n number of births, at the end, realizing oneself, one's true nature, is equal to waking up from the dream of this worldly life. So, Sri Bhagavan says, the way we wake up from a dream on our bed and then dismiss everything as, oh, it is just dream, the same way, once we realize our true nature, we will dismiss everything, the whole sequence of births and deaths, n number of births and deaths, we will dismiss everything as just a dream. The second verse, தானிருந்தும் தானாக தன்னை தானானவன் யானிருக்கும் தானமெனக் கேட்பானுக்கு யானவன் எவ்விடம் யானுலன் என்ற மதுபானனை ஈடு பகர். Here, Sri Bhagavan is making fun of a person who does sadhana, who does vichara. Don't forget, it is Bhagavan who taught us self-inquiry or vichara. Here, he goes to the peak of Advaitam and he says, he ridicules the person who does even vicharam. தானிருந்தும் தானாக, although one always remains the self, in spite of one always being the self, if one inquires who am I? Where am I? It is equal to a drunkard who is in an inebriated state who inquires, oh, where am I? Who am I? He says it is equal to that. A person who does Atma Vichara in spite of being already who he is, in spite of being the self, if he inquires who am I, where am I, it is equal to a drunkard in an inebriated condition asking where am I, who am I. Verse 3. தன்னுட் தனுவிருக்க தான சடவுடலன் தன்னுள் இருப்பதா தானொன்னு அன்னவன் சித்திரத்தின் உள்ளது சித்திரத்துக்கு ஆதார வத்திரம் என்றெண்ணுவான். He says, when the body is inside us, inside the consciousness, we tend to think that consciousness is inside the body. Just the reversal he is talking about. The truth is that this body, the world, the universe, everything is inside our consciousness. Whereas we think we are the body and consciousness is inside us. This is equal to, I'll give the context. Those days, people used to paint pictures, scenery, etc. on a piece of cloth. On a piece of cloth, they used to apply colors and paint pictures. Now, if we ask the person, hey, what is the basis of this picture? What is the basis of this picture? What is the screen on which this picture is painted? He would say, he would point out some particular scene in that picture and say, this is the basis of the painting. No, the actual basis of the painting is the screen. Like this will become clear when we have this analogy of cinema and screen. See, supposing there is a movie playing, Roger Moore, James Bond movie. Now, if I ask you to touch the hand of Roger Moore on the screen, on the picture, what will you touch actually? When you touch the hand of the James Bond, you will touch the screen only. Right? Or assuming there is a movie playing in which your friend is there. I want you to shake hands with your friend who is on the screen, who is an appearance on the screen. When you go and touch his hand, what will you touch? You will touch only the screen and not the image. So, this is what this verse says. Verse 4. பொன்னுக்கு வேறாக பூஷணம் உள்ளதோ தன்னை விட்டு தனுவேது தன்னை தனு என்பான் அஞ்ஞானி தானாக கொள்வான் தன்னை அறிந்த ஞானி தரி. He says, is there any ornament apart from gold? I mean golden ornament. All the ornaments are fundamentally gold only. So you remove the name and form of gold, what will be left? I mean name and form of ornaments. Bracelet, ring, etc. If you remove the names and forms, what is left is only gold. We had already seen there is a clay pot, for example. You remove the name pot, what is left is only clay. There is a wooden table. Remove the name table, what is left is only wood. Same way, you remove the name and form of I, you, he, she, it, the world, the universe, these are all names and forms. If you remove them, what is left is only the self. Atman, Brahman, existence, consciousness, bliss. This is what Sri Bhagavan is driving home. So he says, Tannai vittu tanuvedu. How can this body exist independent of the substratum Atman? So he says, Tannai tanu என்பான் அஞ்ஞானி தானாக கொள்வான் தன்னை அறிந்த ஞானி தரி. This means, the ajnani, the ignorant person, will take this body to be himself, the true self. Whereas a realized person will take the Atma, the substratum, to his original self. Verse 5. I think this is the sum and substance of Advaitam that Sri Bhagavan taught. எப்போதும் உள்ளது அவ்வேகான்ம வஸ்துவே, அப்போத வஸ்துவை ஆதிகுரு செப்பாதி செப்பு தெரியுமா செய்தனரேல் எவர் செப்பி தெரிவிப்பர் செப்பு. The first line is the one that nails it all. எப்போதும் உள்ளது அவ்வேகான்ம வஸ்துவே. This is the final conclusion of Sri Bhagavan given to us. What always remains, what always exists, எப்போதும் உள்ளது அவ்வேகான்ம வஸ்துவே, that one thing only, or you can call it that one self only, one Brahman only, whichever way you want to word it, you can do it. எப்போதும் உள்ளது அவ்வேகான்ம வஸ்துவே. That's all. So if the Adi Guru, the original Guru who realized this, if he had not said this to us, if he had not made this known to us, who would have made it known to us? He asks, he wonders. So the first line is the most crucial one. எப்போதும் உள்ளது அவ்வேகான்ம வஸ்துவே. What always exists, what constantly exists, is only that எப்போதும் உள்ளது வேகான்ம வஸ்துவே, one anma thing. That's all. That is how I translate it. Literally, if you have to translate verbatim. So this is the final conclusion. This is the grandest conclusion Upanishads have already come to. Sri Bhagavan is none other than the Upanishads themselves, the essence of the Upanishads. So in our experience, do we have this, that we are fundamentally one Brahman, one self, one Atman, one existence consciousness bliss? As we discussed earlier, although we use three words, existence consciousness bliss, to denote Brahman, they are in fact indivisible. They are undifferentiated. When you say existence, I am pure existence, you are also saying I am pure existence, I am pure consciousness, I am pure bliss. If you utter I am pure consciousness, you are also uttering I am pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss. If you say I am pure bliss, you are also uttering I am pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss. Although we use duality in the language, what it denotes is only one substance, one Atman, one Brahman. Again, when you say use a word like thing and substance, we should not imagine Brahman is a material thing to be perceived through our senses. No. It is always at the background. It is that which reveals everything through the mind and the senses. It is the revealer. Atma, Brahman, is the revealer and never the revealed at all. This we should not forget at all. Sometimes we tend to think that we can capture Atman, Brahman, through the application of the mind and the senses. No. It is that which powers all this and remains silent at the back. Atma, Sakshi, Vibhu. Atma, Sakshi, Vibhu, Purnam, said Ashtavakra Muni. Sakshi in the sense, Bhagavan would say, it is presence. That's all. I am. That sense of I am is Brahman. That's all.